going on, guys? My name is Dr. Kyle here at the Michigan Family Wellness Clinic, and alongside me is Coach Dan from the Omnivo Wellness and Performance Academy. We wanted to do a little tutorial video here all about proper squat form and mechanics, because here's the whole thing, guys. What we're seeing clinically is a lot of people are having low back pain, neck pain, even mid back pain during this simple movement pattern that we end up doing every day. Whether it's picking up groceries or laundry off the floor, bending over, reaching to pick up your child, or even just getting up from the chair that you're sitting in, or even just the toilet, getting up and down from the toilet. So there are huge implications for doing the squat form properly. So I see this clinically as a chiropractor, but I wanted to bring in for you guys, Coach Dan, to talk us through the basics of the squat form here. So Dan, tell us just the basics of the squat form and what people are looking for.
Thank you so much, Kyle. So let's clear up what is a squat off the bat. So a squat is movement at the ankle, the knee, and the hip all at once, focusing more on sitting straight down. What oftentimes it gets mistaken as is like this sit back, hip hinge type motion, which may be fine for deadlifts and kettlebell swings, but it's not a squat. So defining it, again, bending at the ankles, knees, hips, go as low as you comfortably kind of stand back up. Depth may be different if you're trying to train for a certain sport or powerlifting or something of that nature.
Sure. Okay, so Dan, what if I don't have the greatest hip mobility or knee flexibility or ankle mobility? What are some drills that I could do on the front end before I start into my squat program?
If it is one of those things, okay, maybe we know they've got some ankles that are stiff, so maybe they're working on some ankle mobility in their warm up. But what we'll often do is use something to raise their heels a little bit. It's going to help them now get their hips underneath them, keep their spine nice and tall while they bend their knees and sit straight down. It's going to allow them to actually load their legs up properly, versus if they don't have that, maybe they're going to be a little more stiff through those ankles, they're going to hinge through their back, they're going to be loading a lot of their back tissues. Not the end of the world, but they're going to be loading their back a little bit more so than their leg musculature. So some simple things like that to get someone started.
Sure.
While they're building their ankle mobility or doing some other things. They're just learning how to squat perhaps.
Sure. So I hear you say, using a wedge, using something like that just to elevate those heels. Awesome. I love telling people to do their hip transfers, their hip rockers, to really open up those hip joints. Something I see clinically too is low back stability, low back performance is really connected to the performance of the hips and the mobility of the hips. So, doing all your psoas stretches, doing your deep lunge stretches, all of those are really, really important. And I also want to say that, Dan, correct me if I'm wrong, but these principles would apply whether you're doing a loaded back squat, a goblet squat, any kind of a squat pattern that you're doing. You want to have similar basics, similar mechanics for all kinds of squats.
Yeah, so I think all of those are going to look a little bit different, but just as far as what us as trainers, strength coaches, and clinicians, what we define as a squat pattern of the human skeleton, that's what we're going to look for. Now, as far as what it actually looks like when it's loaded up with a bar on the back or the front, may look a bit different. Once a bar gets put on the back, it's going to make the body extend a little bit more and be a little less squatty. It's going to be a little more hips back. In the way a lot of people do it. A front squat, not position, weight on the front side, it's going to make you close off on that front side, get your hips underneath you. It's actually going to make your squat fairly squatty. Same thing with a kettlebell in the front.
Awesome, Dan. What about the pattern in terms of the range of motion? Sometimes people will ask, how low should I go into the hole? I have a hard time getting out of the hole. Talk us through that.
Okay, so if we're talking just like body weight unloaded squatting or light squatting, go as low as you comfortably can. Come on back up. You don't have to have like this absolute perfect position to do the body weight squat. It can be a ton of exploration. Now, as far as the loaded squat, that's going to depend. If you're doing it for powerlifting, the answer can be a little bit different. If you're doing it just for becoming a better athlete or a better functioning human, same answer, you can go as low as you can control, and you're gonna try to train your squat to where it's as upright as possible, as a knee bendy possible, while still keeping the heel flat on the ground.
Great. Well, hey guys, I hope those give you some good tips and some good pointers for how to do your squat properly and how to go through these simple everyday motions of picking things up, of getting down low on the floor, or even just getting up and off the chair. So once again, if you combine what Dan's talking about here with your artful spinal chiropractic adjustments, you're gonna be feeling super awesome. So you're gonna be feeling like a superhero. So once again, give us a call or a text at 734-335-0533. You can also schedule your new patient exam online at michiganfamilywellness.com. And Coach Dan, where can people go to follow you?
Thanks, Cal. So people can get a hold of me on Instagram at Coach Dan Allison and at omnivo.performance. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, comrade. We'll talk to you guys soon.